Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Carey Anderson. I am the Public Information Officer for Dade County. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Dade County Weekly Update. It is a busy day here in Dade County government, so I will be reporting actually for several people today. So not just myself, not just the administrative office here at Dade County, but you'll be hearing from several different departments through me today, but it is just me, so hang in there with me. We'll get through all this information. Thank you again for joining us. I'm going to try to take some questions at the end of this broadcast. If you have questions, typically we like to leave those for County Executive Rumley, but we'll do what we can with them, and if not, if we can't answer them today, we'll pass them on and answer them next week. Some of you had asked a question from our earlier KWIN interview, and so we're going to answer that today about Lookout Creek. So if you know anybody who would be interested in hearing about the Lookout Creek topic or some of the other topics we're going to discuss today, go ahead and invite them to watch this live broadcast with you. We do have some save the dates that I want you to make sure to put on your calendar. You can see those there in front of you. The Job Ready hiring event will be next Saturday, September the 25th from 9 to noon. The Dade Elementary School Fall Festival is there. New Salem Mountain Arts and Crafts Festival has been canceled. The citizens of New Salem decided to cancel that due to COVID-related issues. The Optimist Bowling fundraiser is October 24th. Of course, we've had a lot of questions about the Christmas parade. So it's the theme this year is All I Want for Christmas. That's for the Christmas parade, Light Up Trenton. And then, of course, the Alliance for Dade will also do their Jolly Holiday Expo. All of that will happen on December the 4th. We do want to say a huge thank you to everybody who came out and supported the South Dade Fire and Rescue. They had their barbecue last Saturday. It started at noon. They sold out again, and I can't even remember. It was like 300 and something pounds of pork that they sold out, something like 100 chickens or something. I mean, it was huge. So thank you to everybody who came out and supported that fundraiser. This weekend, there are some events happening. So we have Smoke on the Square. It's a barbecue contest and fundraiser this Saturday on the square from 10 to 5. All proceeds benefit A Hand Up Ministry. They are committed to bridge the gap for people in the community who have been incarcerated. So to learn more, you can visit ahandupministry.com. To learn more about Smoke on the Square, you can call 256-601-9739. Also, this Saturday is the first annual Stair climb at Dade Middle School. This is put together by the Trenton-Dade County Fire Department and EMS Explorers. So in remembrance of 9/11, they will be climbing flights of stairs there in front of the middle school. Anybody who's familiar with that knows that huge staircase is there going up to the school. So they will climb those steps. For those of you who can't climb the steps, would still like to be a part of that, please feel free to come out and bring some bottled water, cheer them on, bring some signs. Everybody, this will be, as far as I know, will be happy to help remember 9/11. It was such a tragic day in our history, but it is something that is near and dear to our hearts as we hit that 20-year anniversary for 9/11. Also, we are hiring here at Dade County. There are several employment opportunities in the area, not just in our Industrial Development Authority, but also the Dade County Public Library. They are hiring a youth education coordinator. So that is a part-time position here at the Dade County Library. We are hiring at Dade County for Public Works, also Parks and Recreation. We have one part-time position there. We are also hiring a Human Resources Director and Bookkeeper. So our Human Resources Director, Mary Bailey, is retiring to spend time with her family. Thank you, Mary, for all that you have done for the county. So we are looking for a new Human Resources Director. You can find all of those jobs on our website at dadecounty-ga.gov. You can also apply online. So there's a form, you just click it, it says apply now. You fill out the fillable form and hit submit, and it will get turned in immediately. For our Public Works, we have about 3 positions available in Public Works. We did say at one point in time that you needed to have a Class A or a Class B license. Now, we are going to retract that and say that if you want to come on board and you meet other qualifications, then we will help you get the licensing that you require. Or that you will need to be successful in that position. So if you know anyone who would like to apply for any of those positions, tell them to visit us at dadecounty-ga.gov. I also want to say a big thank you to all of our Facebook followers and everybody who's liked our page. We have hit 5,000 likes and 6,000 follows on Facebook. So I want to say thank you for that. And sorry, I forgot about the 4-H educator position. So there is also a 4-H educator position that is that they are hiring for at the Extension Center. So now I want to say thank you for the 5,000 likes and the 6,000 followers who follow us on Dade County. We appreciate you. If you have anybody that you would like to invite to like or follow us, have them follow us at Dade County, Georgia. All spelled out, and they can catch us there. So now we'll get on with the non-announcement portion. So we have upcoming road projects. So we are excited to announce those. Hell's Gap Road leveling and paving should be starting in October. So we might get to start it a little bit earlier, but that we're hoping that it will start in October. For those of you who have asked, that is being contracted out again because we're hiring. So we're short-staffed, so that particular project is being hired out. Also, striping will begin to happen on Old State Road, Tatum Gulf, Griffin, Vulcan, District Line, Bible Gulf, Yankee, Mount Olive, Michaels Road, and Gas Drive. So we did receive a little bit of a grant to help with that. It's going to be well over $250,000 project, but we're very excited that that striping is going to be happening, especially as we're nearing winter and it's getting dark earlier. School is going on. We want to keep everybody safe. Also, GDOT projects that are still ongoing as the grinding and paving on 136 at Sand Mountain and the cable barrier project on I-59 from the split to the Alabama line. So I want to encourage you here while we're looking at this cable barrier project. If you've heard one person this week ask why there's a sidewalk down 59 or a track, encourage them to like and follow us on Facebook or YouTube because we've been sharing that information for a while now, like 3 months. So if you know somebody who doesn't know what that walking track for is down 59, it is for the cable barrier project. Invite them to go ahead and follow us so they too can know what's going on. The train depot, several of you had asked about that. They are still working an investigation about the train depot. There is a reward being offered of up to $10,000 for information about the cause of that fire. If you have any information, please contact Detective Jerry Parrish at 404-783-7036 or Officer Denny Reyes with the City Police Department at 706-657-4167, extension 116. Also, Stephen Bontico with our NRCS department asked us to mention again, he couldn't be here due to a meeting, but he did ask us to mention again that the Lookout Creek Watershed Septic Repair Cost Share Program, the Environmental Protection Division in Georgia, has identified 14 miles of stream segments within the Lookout Creek watershed as being impaired by fecal coliform bacteria. So we are announcing that. We talked about that on KWIN this morning. Some of you had some questions about if it is safe to swim in Lookout Creek, and Mr. Monaco was able to give us a reply to that. You can find out this information and more on our website at dadecounty-ga.gov in our newsflash section. So on our homepage, about halfway down, you'll see this image of NRCS USDA. And you'll click on that. It will give you all of this information and more about the grant program, how to apply for funding. It has Stephen Bontico's name and telephone number. But here is the reply that he issued regarding if it is safe or not to swim in Lookout Creek. He said, Lookout Creek is designed as a water supply creek and fishing creek it's designated as a water supply creek and fishing creek by the Georgia EPD. The question has been asked if it's safe to swim in. Ultimately, swimming in any water is a personal choice. Lookout Creek has been listed by EPD for elevated levels of fecal coliform, that's a measure of bacteria, for many years. The 319 grant funding that is currently available is to address those fecal levels and improve our community. Parties interested in researching this in greater detail can find information on the EPD's website at epd.georgia.gov. So we have that information on our website for you, and that will let you know what the EPD says about that. The listing of Lookout Creek, he says, dates back to 2004 or prior, and he said he doesn't believe there's any cause for alarm. There is reason to take action, and that is to improve our community water, but it's not a new issue or a change from the past 20-year status. So that is from Stephen Bonico, Director and Soil Conservationist with USDA NRCS. So you can find more information about that online at dadecounty-ga.gov. If you have any questions, you can call Stephen directly at 423-521-2221. For elections, qualifying is getting ready to begin for District 4 County Commissioner, the seat that was left vacant with the passing of Commissioner Alan Bradford. His daughter, Melissa Bradford, has been filling that seat currently and is filling it until the election, which is scheduled for November the 2nd. Qualifying dates and hours for this position begin September the 27th. So there's September 27th from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., September 28th from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., September 29th from 8:30 to noon. And the qualifying fee is $120. If you have questions about this or any election information, you can call LaWanna Vaughn at 706-657-8170. Another thing elections asked us to talk to you about were some mailers that you might be receiving in the mail. What you see on the screen in front of you is a mailer that one of our citizens received. It says that when you return it, goes to the Secretary of State's office, and it does in fact go back to the Secretary of State. But if you'll note where it's coming from one of the parties. So this is the time when the Democratic Party will send out things to try to get you registered, and the Republican Party will send out things to try to get you registered as well. And I think on that first slide, I think it shows that this particular mailer is from the Republican Party. So when you see it, don't be alarmed. It just says notice of action or voter action. So they are just trying to get you registered. It is a legitimate thing. If you feel uncomfortable in any way with anything you receive regarding election information, whether it's filling something like this out to register to vote that goes through a party and not directly through the Secretary of State's office, again, please call the election office at 706-657-8170. They will be more than happy to talk with you about it until you are comfortable. We have a great Board of Elections here in Dade County. We are very thankful for all the work that they do. They have already helped several people with mailers like this, either just discard them, disregard them, or fill it out if that's what they choose to do after having all the information. So the next slide that I want to show you for elections is how to cancel your registration to vote or your ability to vote. So if someone is deceased in your family and you want to make sure that they're no longer registered to vote, there is a form that goes along with that. Alex, can you show that slide? It is that's it right there. So this is the voter registration cancellation and removal form. You can find this on the Secretary of State's website. We have a link to the Secretary of State's website on our website at dadecounty-ga.gov. Again, right there in the newsflash section on the home page, you can go down and you'll see several things. You'll see the NRCS tab. You'll see the tab for COVID-19. You'll see a tab for what's open, what's closed. If you hit the arrows there, you'll see one for current election information. The link to the Secretary of State's website is there, and that's where you can find this form. So speaking of our newsflash section, people are having questions about what's open and what's closed. So you, again, can see that at dadecounty-ga.gov. Currently, the courts facility is requiring masks, even for those who have been vaccinated. The sheriff's lobby is still closed until further notice. They're asking that you call 706-657-3233 for questions or to make an appointment. They are still doing fingerprints. As usual, you can find those, the times of that online. The Dade County Senior Center is closed until further notice, but transportation is still running. If you have questions for the Senior Center, you can call them at 706-657-7434. For transportation, call 706-657-8277. And all other departments are operating normally at this time. Now on to vaccinations. So the vaccination stations free drive-through is still happening Thursday evenings from 5 to 7. They are giving vaccinations there. Our local Department of Health is offering both the Pfizer and the Moderna vaccines. You can call 706-657-4213. For an appointment. So for those of you who are asking, the Pfizer has been FDA approved. The Moderna is pending approval, and COVID booster shots are available currently for people who are immunocompromised, and they think that later this month the booster shots will become available for other people as well. Let's see, testing. Oh, we also had this question. So some people said, so the booster shots were supposed to be able to be given to everybody earlier this month. That's what came out of the news. Our local Department of Health asked us to let you know this. They take their recommendations from the ACIP, that's the Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices. So that's exactly who they follow. They will start to administer booster shots when the ACIP says that it is okay to do that. As far as testing locations go, you can find those also on our website, but some of the closest for pay are Primary Healthcare, Lawson Medical, Price Pharmacy, and AFC in Lookout Valley. There is also free drive-through COVID-19 testing to Georgia residents at the Colonnade. That's every Monday and Wednesday from 10 until 7. You can register online, or you can register by calling in advance. So now we will go on to the talking points, to the COVID numbers, move from our talking points, go to our COVID numbers. So Georgia currently has 1,140,068 cases now in the state of Georgia. Now remember, that goes all the way back from March of last year. So once something is counted as a COVID case, it stays on there forever. They never come off. In Dade County, we have 1,624 cases, 161 cases in the last 2 weeks, 65 hospitalizations, and according to the state's website, 14 deaths. We know there are more than 14 deaths that have happened in Dade County. They are just not catching up to us for some reason. We have inquired with the state as to why those deaths are not catching up with us, but to our best guess, we have about 16 to 17 deaths currently in Dade County. We'll let you know more when we hear from the state. Walker County currently has 8,469 cases. That's up. It's 892 cases in the last 2 weeks. So 8,469 cases, that's up from 8,059 the week before. Catoosa County is up from 7,038 to 7,377. That's an increase of 772 in the last 2 weeks. Chattooga County is 3,061. That's 494 in the last 2 weeks. Whitfield County, we don't normally report, even though we track it for our own reasons. They are currently at 17,749 cases. That's up from 17,178. That's an increase of 1,203 cases in the last 2 weeks. That was a huge jump for them. Another huge jump in our area, Floyd County, went up 1,800 cases, over 1,800 cases in 2 weeks. Since yesterday in the state of Georgia, we've had 5,203 cases, 41 deaths, and 497 hospitalizations. In Tennessee, Tennessee currently has the highest rate of COVID-19 in the nation. The highest county in the nation right now is Marion County, which is one of our neighboring counties. We'll get to their numbers in a moment. But in the state of Tennessee, they currently have 1,115,345 confirmed cases. That's up from 1,002,632. That's an increase of 5,422 cases since yesterday. Hamilton County has hit 56,000. They're at 56,607 cases. That's up from 54,369. 3,242 of those cases are active. 52,792 are recovered, and 573 are deceased. Marion County, which currently is the highest level of COVID in the nation, it sits at 4,958 cases, with 629 of those being active. They have 51 deceased and 4,278 recovered. Grundy County is at 2,315. That's up from 2,187. They have 206 active cases, 2,073 recovered, and 36 deceased. Since yesterday in the state of Tennessee, they've gone up 79 cases. They have 3,776 people hospitalized. They have 13,004 deaths, and they have had an increase of 83 since yesterday just in deaths alone. Alabama has 736,518 confirmed cases. That's up from 709,732. In neighboring Jackson County, they currently have 8,662 cases. That's up from 8,369. They have 131 deceased, and they've gone up 78 cases in the last 7 days. DeKalb County is now at 11,416 cases. That's up from 11,051. They have 214 deceased, and they've gone up 214 cases in the last 7 days. So the numbers are still going up. For those of you who missed it, the high school football game has been canceled this Friday, so it will not happen. However, I did speak with Superintendent Engel earlier today. He did say school is expected to resume back to normal beginning Monday for the middle school and the high school. So that is some positive news coming out of our schools. They feel like they have it pretty much under control, which is a good thing. So with their cleaning and their social distancing. So we'll see if that happens next time. Let me check right quick and see if we have any questions. It's hard, sorry guys, it's hard to do while I'm up here. I don't see anything, I don't see any questions, so I think that will be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to go back and watch this later, you can go back to Facebook and watch it, or you can also watch on our YouTube channel at Dade County, Georgia. Thank you so much for coming to the right place for the right information. If you have questions about today's segment or what's happening in Dade County, feel free to give me a call at 423-290-6655.